there is something else that I would like to talk about, which is very interesting because it's completely counterintuitive or counter-intellectual. So, I want love. Everybody wants love. And what is love? We all know. We all if somebody loves you, when I ask them, if you're in love, you have a partner, you ask them why you love me. You would not want them to say I love you because you're pretty, because that doesn't make you feel good, because that sounds like a condition. It's not an unconditional love, and your look can be taken away by age, by accidents, or even there are prettier people everywhere. If they love you because you're pretty, they can love a prettier person, right? The last thing that you would expect your partner to tell you why they love you is that you're pretty or anything like that. But look what everybody's doing. Everybody's trying to look pretty. Everybody try their best to look prettier. They can go as far as doing plastic surgery that would severely impact their health and their life. Or, these surgeries can even fail and will just ruin your life and cause you so much trouble. But people just go this far to look prettier. Why? Why? What can people get? And that then has to include this part of our life, which is you just look, you observe, as we all do. The prettier people get treated better. They are treated with more sweetness, with more respect, even oftentimes. They are more popular. They have more friends. They are more confident. They're less judged. We want that. Because we perceive these little things they get to be parts of love. Even though if we really think about it with our rationality, with our intellectuality, they're getting these things that have nothing to do with love. Because if the only reason why a person is treated better is their appearance, then whatever this treating they get, we don't want it because it's conditional. And it is so counterintuitive that we don't get it. Because we're taking whatever we observe, we don't really inspect our beliefs. We are so superficial. We look at things as they are, whatever they appear to be. We believe that is how deep it can go. The surface is the bottom. That's how we perceive this world. That's how we understand this world. We don't go further. Most people don't. So all they do, they don't think about it. They try to look better. Try their best. But then, it came to me, I've been thinking about this all my life. I knew that from a very young age, like when I was a teenager, I knew that it was wrong to appreciate people's looks in a way that you're making it unfair. It was ugly. I knew it's ugly that you prefer someone to another just because one is better looking than the other. I think it's so disgusting. I thought it would disgust me. I didn't want my appearance to participate in this game, so I quit looking at myself in the mirror For the last 2 years of my high school, I never looked in the mirror. At most once a week. Or once a month. Even if I had to look at the mirror, it would be a very quick glance or just looking at one part of my face. So I literally forgot how I looked like, to be fair. Because I was scared. I knew I wasn't pretty. I didn't want it to bother me. I didn't want to think about it all the time. So I chose to just ignore it. And all I ever wanted, is unconditional love. I don't want anything else. But then I am just like everybody else, trying to look pretty, for the next period of my life. When I went to, 2-3 years after I went to university. After I got into university, I started trying to look good. I started to learn to do makeup, and for a period of my life, I tried, I was 2-3 years, tried my best to look as pretty as I could. Watching loads of YouTube or makeup videos. If you really ask me what for, what do I do it for? Well, I want to be liked by people, because I see that pretty people get liked, they get popular, they are welcomed, they are looked up to, they are spoiled, they are forgiven, tolerated. They're treated more gently. That's what I've experienced. And it's so painful. So, this this part of me, these two parts of me, one part that knows very clearly that love is unconditional, that anything conditional isn't love. And the other part of me sees people getting love with quotation marks, with a condition, which is they're pretty. And I want to go there. These two parts don't seem to connected. They're not connected. They seem to be believing in their own things, playing their own games. So often, even when I think in these two different parts, I think differently. In my intellectuality, they are not integrated. They are both right, but they are not integrated. I think that's the same in everybody. Everyone tries to look good, but as long as you're not an enlightened person or spiritual enough. One sign to tell if you are enlightened or spiritual enough is to see if you still care about your look. Care if you look good, if you look attractive, or you look somehow appealing, This world of looks really has been giving me so much pain all my life since I was a kid, since I was 10. And it was hell when I was in middle school, in high school, because I dropped looking at myself in the mirror. I was not exposed to this pain as much, but later on it just returned. And it's continuing now. But now I'm not obsessed with my look. But I'm still so heartbroken heartbroken every time when I perceive that prettier people get more love. And I would feel so painful inside. I want to cry because there's nothing I can do about it. People love them more. And I want to be loved, so I want to be pretty. But at the same time, and then when I calm down, I look at it, I have to tell myself, remind myself intellectually that what they're getting is not love. They're not getting more love than me, even if it seems to be so. If I look prettier, people might treat me nicer, might treat me better. And that wouldn't mean anything. But it is just so, I don't know, it's so deep-seated in the back of my mind. Everywhere in the society, in the world, on the internet, every single person, every single inch of the world is reminding you that you should look prettier. Everybody, man or woman, man should be taller, more handsome, with abs and less fat. A woman should be skinnier, curvy, pretty, sweet, young, which is the most ridiculous part. But what for? If you really look at it, if you are looking for a relationship of unconditional love and you try to look better in order to get it, that's what people do. They go to date, they try to look good, try to dress up and try to look better, do whatever, go to the gym or put on makeup or change their hair or try to wear better clothes. They pay so much attention to their appearance and they think it's key for them to get in a relationship that they want, which they want to be based on unconditional love. Do you see how illogical it is? Here, is that a right word? Illogical. It's completely not logically consistent. They want unconditional love, but they are changing their look, and they think it's key to find unconditional love. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. A relationship that you want that's about nothing but love, it doesn't need you to look good from the beginning. If it needed you to look good in the beginning, it's still a condition, isn't it? So it appears that prettier people get into more relationships. They get more partners, but do they really get more love? They don't. Not at all. Do ugly people then get less love? Maybe they get less smiled at. They get less attention. But what kind of attention it is? When we look at someone because they're pretty, we're giving them attention. We're appreciating the way they look. Is that love? We don't know that person. We just look at their shell, the surface of their shell. Actually, it's not even the shell itself, just the surface of it, the shape of it. That's how superficial it is. We give attention to a person because they look good. What kind of attention it is? Is it love? No. What is loving attention? Loving attention is looking at you into your soul. It does not stop on your appearance. Loving attention goes beyond the appearance. But I don't know, when I think about, nice words that people say to pretty people, like actors, they give them so many compliments and praises and so much tolerance. I don't know if it's a lot of tolerance, but I don't know, I want that. It breaks my heart whenever I see something like this. I don't know how to stop wanting it. But just by thinking about it, it kind of makes me want to cry. Because even for someone like me who knows very clearly, that's not what I really want. And if I really got pretty, I think I wouldn't be happier. I would get more attention, I would get more kindness. But these are conditional kindness. If men are kinder to me because I'm pretty, it's because it's a conditional kindness. If women are kinder to me because I'm pretty, then that's because they are afraid. They're sad. They're seeing in me things they believe they don't have. They're envious. Not because they genuinely want to be kind. Because that genuine kindness is given equally to everybody, unconditionally. Every time I look at someone who is prettier than me, I look at the parts that they are prettier, the parts of their body that appear to be more attractive than mine. I look at it, it's like swords stepping on my heart. If I look at their face, it's pretty. It's like one sword stepping on my face, on my heart. If I look at their body and it's prettier than mine, it's another sword on my heart. Like, look at their skin and this and that. I feel so heartbroken. This is a world where love is so difficult. Love is so deeply buried. Even if every person wants it, we're not able to give it. We're not able to tell it. We're not able to even tell with a rational mind which is love, which is not. Oh my God, it's such a world where everything's upside down, inside out. If I had a partner, like, I don't know how that would be, because it's a very complicated situation. But just to simplify it, if I had a partner, and we were watching a movie and the actress is so pretty, I would really feel so insecure. Because a part of me believes that one condition, I don't know, it's not rational. It's not rational. It's just, I don't even know what it is. It's conditioning that's completely irrational. This really helps me see how irrational we are. As much as it seems that we use our mind, we don't. Most of the time, it's the conditioning that takes over us. Even for someone like me with such a clear mind about it, all my life, I've only wanted unconditional love, but when I see prettier people, I feel swords stepping into my heart. It's not even a belief, it's just a simplistic correlation that we make between looks and love, with quotation marks. Because prettier people don't get more love, or compliments love, is attention on your body, love for you. If you're pretty, if you're good looking, people would stare at you more, people would be nicer to you, people would smile at you more, people would want to date you more. Is all this love? It's not. It's hard to tell, because they are parts of love, They are the appearance of love, I'd say. That's a better word. What love looks like to us is more attention from others, is more willingness from others, is more kindness from others, and pretty people get all that. But the difference is all these things they get has one condition that's so apparent, but we just we don't really rationalize it. If they're not that pretty, they don't get any of that. Just like us, we're not pretty, so we don't get any of that pretty people get. And that's just can't be more clear. But rather than thinking that's okay, what they're getting is not what we actually want, we actually tend to want to become like them, to get what they have, what they get. Is that how ridiculous that is? How instinctive we are, how irrational we are, how really not really paying attention to what's driving our life. Some people work hard to make plastic surgery their goal. They would do all the things they do to make money, all the jobs they take. It's for the simple sole goal to look better. That's how crazy people can get. And people go to the gym to look better. So I tell me, if I can't get a relationship being ugly without trying to look better, without looking better, then I'd rather not have any relationship. If you're supposed to meet someone that's bound to be that's meant to be with you. No matter how you look, the first time you meet, you will get together. But if you're not supposed to be with someone, yet you really try to look good, and that attracts people to be in relationships with you, these relationships will not last. They might last for a few months, a year or two. Maybe not that long, I don't know. But if they're, really largely based on your look, physical attraction, they will fall apart really soon. Within months at most. That's what most people get, right? I don't know. Or even years, to be fair, because people could get together really for years just because of their look. People, out of convenience, they don't leave the relationship, even if it's really dead already, or if there's no love. There's never been love. There's appreciation for each other's look, or the boost of your confidence that's brought by your partner's appearance, that can keep a relationship running for a long time. Without love, it's vanity. You want to show your friends that you have this pretty partner that can keep it going, even if you don't really love each other. You have a lot of sex. You travel a lot. But there's no love. You can see relationships that last for years and years, even decades, without love. They exist, and they exist so commonly. And if you think, okay, now I really want to date and I want to have a relationship and I really need to look better now, that's just so wrong. You're doing it wrong from the beginning. Actually, maybe, just maybe, you not trying to look better than you do, maybe just help save your time from some relationships that are not supposed to, that you don't actually want. Yeah. I think that makes a lot of sense. And if you think you don't have you've never had any relationships, it's because you are ugly. That's what you've been told, or you've been buying into. Well, now you should be clear that if the only reason why the main major reason why you've never had a relationship is because of your appearance, then so you would naturally believe if you were prettier, you would have had relationships. And look at those relationships like you could have had you been prettier. What are they really? The only different thing here, only different condition here is your look. So if you could have had any relationships, if you were prettier, then they would be purely based on the difference of your look. They would be purely based on your appearance. They're not what you want. It's not true that you've never had any relationships because you're not pretty. Or it might be true that way. Yeah, it might be true that you've never had a relationship because you're not pretty, but it's never true that you've never had any love because your life in your whole life because you're not pretty. You definitely would have more relationships if you were prettier because more people would want to date you. But that doesn't increase the amount of love that you have. Prettier people and ugly people have the same amount of love. I know it's a very difficult process. It's really hard to. It's so like the conditioning is so deep seated. Even now, after I said all of this, I still feel heartbroken when I think about some good looking people. I don't know. It's complicated. Maybe it's more complicated than I'm thinking about it.